Well, if Goldwater ever becomes president, one thing his presence in the White House will do, it will make black people in America have to face up to facts, probably for the first time in many, many years. And this in itself is good, in that Goldwater is a man who's not capable of hiding his racist tendencies, and at the same time, he's not capable of even pretending to Negroes that he's their friend. So this will have a tendency to make the Negro, probably for the first time, do something to stand on his own feet and solve his own problem, instead of putting himself in a position to be misled, misused, exploited by the whites who pose as liberals only for the purpose of getting the support of the Negro. So in one sense, Goldwater's coming in will awaken the Negro, and it will probably awaken the entire world, more so than the world has been awakened since Hitler.
Hello, American Africans, my family. It is an honor to speak with you all today about the biggest battle of our lives that is set to take place this year on November 3rd, 2020. It's the battle of the ballot or the bullet. So this is our voting year, right? 2020. And it's going to be one of the most important times in history for our people. And if we do this right, we will go down in history remembered for the brave, courageous, powerful people that we are. Now, the video that you just watched is exactly what needs to be done. And I urge you to watch it again if you have not absorbed the message of Malcolm. Maybe you need to listen to it again and again until you actually hear him and hear what he's saying. And he's saying specifically this, that we need to vote for Donald J. Trump come November 3rd, 2020. I know it sounds crazy to many of you who are listening right now because, well, if you've not put the research in to know why we're here and why we need to do this and why this is the right way to go, then it is going to sound crazy to you. But rest assured, Malcolm told us to do this over 50 years ago. Okay, so understand that as a collective, we've been doing the same thing over and over and over again. And, you know, this has been extremely destructive to us as a group. And we have to understand that now is our time. And if we don't act, we're going to slowly but surely get worse and worse over the years. And if you think about it, it's just complete insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Now, don't get the message twisted here. This is not a pro-Republican vote. No, Republicans are not pushing legislation that helps our people. So, as a whole collective, sure, maybe there's a bill here and there that's helpful, but for the most part, Republicans are not on our side either. So this isn't a Democrat versus Republican vote. No, this is a protest vote that we are doing to, number one, make sure our voice is heard, so that we're not ignored, because we've been ignored for so long. Number two, we're trying to make sure that we put this effort in because the establishment, and by establishment, I mean both Democratic and Republican, they want to keep the status quo, which, as you know, our people are put at the very bottom in the country our ancestors built. So this will awaken the masses, right? And our people will be the ones doing the awakening. And we will no longer be the bottom caste anymore. Number three. Now, there's more reasons, but I'm just giving you like the top three off the top of my head. The message that we're trying to put forth and what we want to show is not only our voice, but because there's an underlying activity going on. And I say it's a coup because clearly Biden as the Democratic nominee is, there's election fraud, voter suppression, media manipulation, manufactured consent. I could go on and on. But cheap plug, follow me on Twitter. Not me, but American African DOS. Follow us. It's the tribe. Because we go into the specifics. But the point is that, there's clearly something going on. And I'm surprised not many people can see this. But we have a goal, and we need to accomplish our goal. And we will do that if we all collectively vote, and that's protest vote. Now, our decision to do this does not come lightly, okay? So it's well thought out, it's pre-planned, This is the course of action that we must take. But you have to understand this will not come without scrutiny from nearly every other group outside of ourselves. They will call us crazy. They will call us deranged. They will call us stupid. They will call us insane. They will call us demons and devils and say we're possessed by evil. And let them. Because, I say to them, go ahead, call us the Grim Reaper, because we're no longer allowing everyone else around us to live the good American life while we suffer in abject poverty as a group, as a collective, in the wealthiest country on earth. No more. So if you want to call us those names, go ahead. If you want to call us and say that we're aiding and abetting, the system of white supremacy, that we're ushering in the next Hitler and all these crazy other things, do not flinch, do not waver, do not move. Because we're on a mission, on a collective mission, and regardless of what anyone calls us and says about us, we know what we must do. Okay, and we must do this together, as it should be. And if they want to blame us, let them. That's where our political power lies. And that's how we get our demands met. Let them say, you did this. Okay, we did. So this is what we want in return, if you don't want this to happen again. This is about political power. Keep that in mind. Because we have very little of that right now. Most of you know that, but some of you don't. And we're going to have even less of this little political power that we do if we do not protest vote come November 3rd, 2020. So again, this is a paradox, as I mentioned on Twitter. Make sure you're following us, our tribe, on Twitter, by the way. So the paradox is this, right? This political action, if you really look at it from just our perspective, just in general, it goes against everything we stand for as a people, right? It goes against everything we believe in. It goes against the advancement of our own people. However, then when you think of it as a single action and you take it apart piece by piece and you put it back together, you realize, oh wow, this proves to be the most advantageous move that will propel us forward as a people to inherit back everything we lost, and we will gain so much more. That's the paradox. We figured it out. Well, some of us have. Now, because we are in fact a tribe, we are not all the same. We think differently. We have different political views. Some of us may be Democrats, Republicans, Independent, Libertarian, etc. My message today is not to only tell you what needs to happen for us collectively to win this battle, but it's also to let you know that, hey, you know what? You have a choice. You're your own person. So you don't have to participate in this collective political action that we're doing, because you are your own person with your own mind and you have your own thought process. So you may or may not see this strategy as a winning strategy, and that is okay. I'd advise you to do a little more research, but if after that you've conducted your research, you still feel comfortable with your decision to not participate in what we're doing and what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish, then do you. Okay, that's your right and that's your decision as being an individual part of the collective. Now, we do need you to make this work because we need all of us together to make this happen. But again, at the end of the day, it's your choice. And that's the benefit, as I said, of being a tribe. You are an individual and you contribute to the collective, and your voice is needed. Your voice is wanted. Your voice will be heard if you choose to express it and participate with us. So I want to close out this message by asking my family, American Africans, descendants of slaves, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up in exchange for the freedom of our people as a whole collective? Will you burn it all to the ground if it means our people have a chance at true, meaning real freedom for all of us collectively? These are questions that only you can answer.
Well, if Goldwater ever becomes president, one thing his presence in the White House will do, it will make black people in America have to face up to facts, probably for the first time in many, many years. And this in itself is good, in that Goldwater is a man who's not capable of hiding his racist tendencies, and at the same time, he's not capable of even pretending to Negroes that he's their friend. So this will have a tendency to make the Negro, probably for the first time, do something to stand on his own feet and solve his own problem, instead of putting himself in a position to be misled, misused, exploited by the whites who pose as liberals only for the purpose of getting the support of the Negro. So in one sense, Goldwater's coming in will awaken the Negro, and it will probably awaken the entire world, more so than the world has been awakened since Hitler.